Jake Gyllenhaal says he's up to playing an iconic superhero, and Beyonce is addressing her country music critics. Variety senior TV features editor Emily Longeretta joins us live to talk about that. You're not in studio with us because you're in New York right now, so thanks for being with us at lunchtime, your time.
Of course, absolutely. I'm sorry I'm not there today.
I know, we miss you. But first, we want to talk about Beyonce. She's speaking out about this big country album. There's so many rumors swirling about who could be some surprise guests, so lay it on for us.
Yes, absolutely. Beyonce took to Instagram, because where else, and shared the cover of this country album and said that it was 5 years in the making. And of course, she also points out that she is the first Black woman with a #1 spot on the Hot Country charts, which is incredible. But she really went into detail about the country music world and that this album was born out of the poor experience she had years ago when she, quote, didn't feel welcome. Now, most are saying and assuming that that was during when she collaborated with the Chicks and sang on Daddy Lessons, and people were thinking that it wasn't country enough. So after that, she did a deep dive into the history of country, and here we are with this. And she said, so now this is the result of her challenging herself and really wanting to blend some genres together. And of course, like you said, tease some surprises and collaborations with people she is calling brilliant artists.
Well,
so there are some ideas that
like
this could
Dolly
be
Parton, Taylor Swift. I'm just throwing a couple of those out there.
You know, maybe a lot of people are thinking Taylor Swift because they have been really publicly supporting each other. Their careers have kind of gone really, really up this year. Obviously, they've been successful for a very long time. And one of Beyonce's producers said, you know, kind of played coy when they were asked if it could be Taylor, and said, you know, she's on the approach of shocking the world, was their quote. So. Well, let's cross our fingers for that.
I would love it. I love that album cover. It's gorgeous. But next, I do want to talk about more than 40 years later, another live-action Popeye film is in development.
Yes, absolutely. It's only in the development stage right now. There's no casting attached yet, but this will be the first live-action one since the Robin Williams 1980 one. Of course, you see it was
I forgot about that one.
Yes, so the cartoon was 1929. So this year celebrated its 95th anniversary of the original cartoon, which is really, really incredible. And, you know, the Robin Williams, Shelley Duvall one from the 80s made $60 million after only having a $20 million budget. So it turned out to be very lucrative. So I assume that, you know, they're hoping they can kind of repeat that in some way. Of course, it'll be hard to do without Robin Williams.
Yes, it will. But it could be, you know, I don't mind a live action of the cartoon. You know, it was a fun time.
It's been a long time.
Yes. Rumors swirling that an actor has been offered the role of James Bond. Rolling Stone UK, though, this particular actor is saying, no, not me, not me. So what's going on?
Yes, so Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who is in the new movie The Fall Guy, he's well known from Tenet, from Bullet Train, a very handsome and strong actor. A lot of people have been saying for months that he's rumored to be taking over the role of Daniel Craig's Bond when Daniel Craig walked away. So a lot of people have been saying that, but you know, we've confirmed that no offer has been made yet, nothing's on the table. And in this new interview, he said he can really only talk about things I'm going to show and tell. So he was just listing his projects he is confirmed for. He also stated that he doesn't really want to keep doing action movie after action movie and have that be his brand. So maybe that means he won't be diving in, but it's very hard to imagine that someone would say no to playing James Bond.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, there's one thing about action movies. There's another thing about James Bond.
Seems like another level. And as an actor, I don't really know why you would ever turn that down.
Well, yeah, we'll have to. It might be the longest-haired James Bond too we've ever seen, right?
I'm into that. I can get behind that.
I can get behind it too. Actor Jake Gyllenhaal, he wants to be the next Batman. When did this come about?
Yes. So he said it would be an honor to play the role of Batman because it's such a classic role, and that he would really dive into any really classic role. I think a lot of people forget that he was one of the top choices to play Batman in Batman Begins, which ultimately went to Christian Bale. Of course, that was the movie, the one with Katie Holmes in it, and it also became this amazing trilogy with Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. So that could have been Jake Gyllenhaal. He was a top choice, but ultimately they chose Christian Bale instead. So he's saying, you know, I do wish that I would have gotten it, and I would like to play one of these classic roles, maybe dive more into that cinematic universe. So there's a chance that Jake Gyllenhaal could be, you know, going from this updated version of Roadhouse that is out now to putting on a cape.
That's what we saw. I had to go to the airport yesterday, and there's a giant billboard of Roadhouse, and my husband and I are like, that got remade? Like, we didn't even realize it, but there's that.
A lot of people didn't, but people are excited. That was such a big hit, you know, when it came out originally, and of course Patrick Swayze is impossible to create. But if anyone can do it, I would say Jake Gyllenhaal can take a swing at it.
All right, well, we'll look for that. We'll see if he gets cast as Batman. Emily Longeretta, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You can find out more information about Emily and Variety by going to kcalnews.com, clicking Seen on TV. We will be right back.